there was another interesting experience. Besides combat, I had 25 combat missions. They also have what they call courier missions. This is before the days of the fax or the all these duplicating things. If you're in one island and you got to get a piece of paper sent to the other island, you got to take it there. There's no fax. There's no way to send it through the air. So I flew maybe 10 or more courier missions where you have to take some papers to another island. So we went to Palau once. There was a big naval battle there one time. But we got there and it was only the pilot and me and a radio man, no co-pilot. And we get there, we did what we had to do. The next day, I don't remember, I'm the weatherman. I don't remember if I went into the weather office or not. It may have been my fault. Maybe I didn't check. But on the way back, we ran into terrible weather. I mean, it was bad. We tried to get under it. We couldn't get under it. We tried to get around it. Couldn't get around it. We couldn't go over it because we didn't have oxygen. We can't go up. And the radio man keeps calling into all the different strips in the Philippines to see one that's open. Everything's closed. They call it Savannah 5, which means don't come here, we're closed. Then one, Mindoro, became Savannah 4. We can't land there. It requires instrument landing, and we don't have the proper instruments. But Ted said, let's go there. They may change to Savannah 3 by the time we get there. All right, so we altered course. Then the radio man reports Clark Field is now Savannah 4. So Ted says, let's go to Clark Field because Clark has more facilities if we crack up. So we headed for Clark Field. Well, some other thing. But then Savannah, Clark did open Savannah 3 and we landed there. But on the way, the reason I want to tell you, at one point, Ted turned to me. Now you're flying in an airplane with like a blanket over you. You can't see a damn thing. I mean, it is sucked in, you see nothing. And Ted is flying this airplane, watching his instruments, and he gets extremely tired. He says, Goldie, you think you can hold the wheel for about 15 minutes while I take a nap? I'm not a pilot. But I have 10 hours in a Piper Cub, which is single engine. He says, you know what to do? I said, yeah, I'll watch the artificial horizon. He says, that's it. So he fell asleep, and I'm flying the airplane. Now there's an instrument, it's a round instrument with a painted line across, white line. And there's another line behind it that fluctuates. If you're going up, if your nose is up, that line behind it is above the painted line. If you're going down, it's below it. If you're turning one way or the other, it tilts. So I'm watching this thing, holding it straight and level for about 15 minutes. Well, 15 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but when you're watching one thing for 15 minutes, it's a long time. And he finally wakes up, and he looks at the altimeter and the compass. He says, you did a good job. And then he took over. And then we finally got to Clark Field. But I did fly the plane for 15 minutes, and I was scared to death. Because, you know, you could be turning and you don't feel it. You could be going up or down, you don't feel it. That instrument's the only thing going to tell you. You could be going straight down, you don't even know it. You can't feel it. You know, when you're in an airplane, in a commercial plane, when that plane's turning, many times you don't feel it. If the pilot's a good pilot, you don't feel it. Because he's hitting the rudder at the same time. It's scary. When you're flying an airplane, you can't see a goddamn thing. Imagine driving a car where you can't see in front of you. And that's only things on that level. You're not going down or up. It was scary. And that's a courier mission. I don't get credit for that.